You're listening to Crystal and Emily on Love Your Shelf, the best librarian podcast in the extensive and highly competitive field of librarian podcasts.
Hello.
Hello. It's time for episode 2 of season 2.
Season 2. We're big time.
I know, it's so big time official. This week, since we're actually leading into Thanksgiving next week, so maybe we'll just have to pre-record our Black Friday episode.
Oh, yeah.
Early next week. So
yeah.
I mean, we don't want to keep our listeners waiting.
I was going to say, everyone's going to be nice and full, ready to relax after their Thanksgiving dinner. They need something to listen to.
Exactly. Well, this week I have some more books to talk about, but since it is, like peak holiday season, I figured I would talk about some food shows.
Yeah.
And then see if you have anything holiday related that you might want to
totally
discuss.
I'm all about, I think I told you yesterday, I'm usually not someone who puts up Christmas decorations or is for Christmas decorations pre-Thanksgiving, but this year has just been, we all know, it's been terrible. So I'm open to as much cheer as I can get this holiday season.
Yes, absolutely. Well, okay, so before we get into that, I'm going to knock out a couple of books that I read.
Yes, please.
And all of these are new, just recently published, and pretty popular. So thought I'd weigh in. The first one is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. And she's a sci-fi fantasy writer who I'm pretty sure this is correct, that she is the first ever to win 3 Hugo Awards in a row, which is the science fiction award.
Wow.
And yeah, so
go, girl.
She had her first series was extremely popular, and then this is the first book in what apparently is going to be another series.
Oh, cool.
And I have to say that the conceit of it is weird. But the execution I was drawn into. So
I really respect that.
Yeah, when it's like science fiction fantasy, you never know what you're gonna get, and sometimes it's gonna be weird.
Yes. And I'm all for weird, but execution is everything.
Exactly. Like if I'm turning the pages, even if I'm, a little skeptical about, like, really, I don't know, concept wise. But that's what happened here. Is that it's pretty weird, but I was flipping the pages. So
okay, yeah,
we'll count that.
Absolutely.
Basically, it's about New York City, and it's about. Even just describing it is weird.
At a loss for words a little bit.
A little bit. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of the first third or so of the book for you to really get what that concept is. But basically, the 5 boroughs of New York are embodied by people.
Yeah. Cool.
And so they but they all are just sort of, it's like the city reaches this sort of ancient, I don't know, like maximum level or something. And then it needs to be embodied by these people who are going to be the protectors of the city.
So do these people live among other people, live in their normal lives? Or are they?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, they're just normal people. And then one day they're like, hey, I'm
Brooklyn
city.
now.
I'm city.
Yes, exactly. So, and I'm really interested in the personality aspect of all of this. Do they embody the personalities? Because I really want to unpack, maybe in my free time, what the personalities would be of each of the 5 boroughs.
100%.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I love that.
Yeah. Manhattan is like a young businessman.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn is like a middle-aged African American lady.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
I love that. I think that's fun.
it is. It's fun, and it seems kind of, to me, there's like, I mean, at the end, it's kind of like, we are New York or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, it's so kind of cheesy, but it was fun.
Yeah. Man,
But
yeah, that sounds like something I would really enjoy. It sounds weird and cool.
yes.
I'm here for it.
I just didn't, if you don't take it seriously, then I think
Right.
Yeah. And then another one that I read was The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex Harrow.
Good name.
Mm-hmm.
Good title.
And it's about a girl who is, and I've talked about these. It's bad when you've taken a couple of months off, because I've talked about these since I read them.
Right.
But I can't remember if I talked about them here or not.
Okay.
So
right.
You'll just have to call me on it if you've heard about this.
I mean, I have a terrible memory, so for me, I'm hearing it the first time, no matter what.
Good deal. I like people like you. That's my favorite guy.
Every once in a while, that serves me well. Usually, it does not. So,
in this case, you're my favorite best friend.
Great.
Okay. So January is a character. She's a young woman who is taken in by a fantastically wealthy man whose father works for the man.
Mm-hmm.
And her father basically travels the world obtaining rich stuff for this guy.
Okay.
And so he's never around, and so she's basically raised by this, Richie Rich guy and his servants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then, when she, becomes a teenager, things get weird in a fantastic
that's
way.
the case for everyone, but yeah.
But in her case, it's especially weird.
Got it.
And she finds out that she can open doors into other realities.
Wow.
And so, anyway, I don't want to say too much about it.
That sounds cool too. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually, that one is serious, definitely serious.
Yeah.
And bad things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a lighthearted romp through multiple realities. It's a rough time that she has.
Sorry, guys, the phone's ringing over here. We're good. Continue.
That's okay. We're just so busy here at the library.
Yeah.
Ringing off the hook. So yes, so I think that I would recommend both of those for different reasons. They're both sci-fi fantasy, and definitely check them out.
And the title was The 10,000 Doors of January?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Again, I love a great title. We all know.
Yeah. So I'll stick with that. I've read some other books, but I think I'm really hungry, so I want to talk about the food shows right now.
Please.
Okay. I watched. I'll start with the okay ones and the build up to my favorite.
Okay. Grand finale.
So, I have been watching for years now the Great British Baking Show, and I've always loved it. It's like a warm blanket. It
really is.
But it's on season 8 right now, and I've been very disappointed because.
Oh no, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't. I'm still very early on, but okay.
I don't know what it is, but the bakers are just not very good in this one, and so they make them, do the normal stuff. Like one of them was like an ice cream cake or something. But it's 100 degrees outside, and so
yeah. Even if you were a great baker, I would think,
that would be a problem. Yeah. And then they had to do one that was like a sculpture, and they all looked like I did it. They were.
I remember you telling me about that one. Wasn't that the first episode?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a shame that
it was sad.
Yeah.
So anyway. but I still watch it.
I was gonna say, I don't know if anything. I mean, I'm sure something could make me stop watching that show, but yeah, again, it's a warm blanket. I'm not gonna complain too much, but good to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's cake, and you know, and and the hosts are all very lovely. You know.
Yes, oh, they are. Do they stick to the same hosts throughout the series?
No, they've changed.
Okay, because
They've.
I've only watched through season 2, so it's
Mm,
still the two women. I can't remember their names,
oh,
but
oh no, they were great. I really liked
yeah,
them.
yeah.
But there's a new one. It's Noel
Okay.
Fielding, who's you know him. Yeah,
Yes. That's right.
and he's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So he's worth it just to watch him.
Great. Well, cool. Yeah, that makes me want to get back to it. That's one that
Yeah.
I usually don't watch a season all the way through. It's something that I'll just kind of occasionally put on when I'm, trying to calm down or something. So it's always there waiting for me.
Yeah, and it's it's like you said, it's still a warm blanket, but um I haven't been awed by the stuff
Okay.
that they've made,
Sure.
which is maybe not a fair thing to say. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
man. If I
because I
attempted
can't do
any
it.
of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then I watched The Chef Show, which is Jon Favreau.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so he made a movie called Chef,
Yes.
and then which was okay movie.
Yeah,
And
I enjoy. Okay, I like really. Is that the food truck one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. I think I
Yeah.
had no idea I just kind of put it on, and yeah, it was a fun movie.
And he's great. Like I've been following him since what did he make? This first movie, Swingers.
Uh-huh.
And then he
Yes.
had a great show with actors on Independent Film Channel years ago that
Oh.
I was obsessed with. And so I always watch whatever he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is he doing? Am I making this up? Is he making The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
The show? Yes. Okay, because that's something I've been watching. I was going to talk about. Yeah, he's
Okay, good.
multifaceted.
Yes. And so basically when he did that movie, he had to learn like how to pretend to be a chef.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's since then been like kind of immersed in that apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has Roy Choi, the famous chef,
Mm-hmm.
like they'll like explore stuff, and then they went to whatever it is, Skywalker Ranch, and
Uh-huh.
talk to the chefs there, and they do stuff like that. But it's really good. They're funny and smart, and all that
Yep.
kind of stuff.
Yep.
So I like that.
Yes.
And there's another show called Behind the Dish, which I think is new.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can't recall what network it's on, but or what streaming service it's on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically they go to a city like Portland or Charleston, and then they visit like 3 different restaurants, and they have them dissect their most famous dish.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so it talks about how they developed it, how it's made, and then
Very cool.
all that, and like their philosophy of all how they do their work, and
Neat.
really
And wait,
good,
who hosts that one?
It just has a voiceover. It's
Oh, I
kind of,
see.
yeah. So there's not really a host. It's just in one city they have, well, and they sometimes will have like food writers or somebody kind of be the avatar a little bit and kind of
Okay.
take them around.
Take you on this journey.
Yeah, but mostly it's like interviews with the chefs.
Okay, cool. And I just checked. It looks like it's on Hulu.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yeah. No, of course.
And then finally, saving the best for last.
Drum roll.
Exactly. It's also on Hulu, and it's called The Eater's Guide to the World.
Okay.
And Maya Rudolph is the narrator. Yes.
That's me
And-
gasping in case that was hard to.
And it is so good. The series is good. She is
A queen.
pretty low key hilarious.
Uh-huh.
She's not just like cracking things up, but
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah.
How she is.
Yeah.
Very dry. Like at
Mhm.
one point, she's just like she's describing this, and that's all voiceover. and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "Oh man, save me a bite of that," and just she's
Yes.
just hilarious.
Yes. She's adorable. I love her.
And so that one kind of also goes from like different areas. So it's the Pacific Northwest, and then Casablanca, New
Oh,
York City,
cool. Very cool.
and it's just like what kinds of foods are in those places and
Mm-hmm.
sets them apart. I highly recommend that.
Great. Yeah.
Yes,
That's if I had to choose one, that's the one I'm going to go for first.
yeah. Oh, for sure, definitely do that.
Great.
So,
Well,
what have you
wonderful.
got going on?
Well, this is as I mentioned before, I've been watching the new season of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, and it was one I watched kind of off and on the first season. My fiance was obsessed with it. I mean, he might say it's one of his favorite shows of all time.
Wow.
And I know, and I was kind of like, I mean, it's cool, I guess. Like I'll watch it with you, um but I don't know. I don't know if I've just sort of changed my tune, if I had a year to sleep on it, but I've been really into the second season. Again, Jon Favreau is he's a talented dude.
Yeah.
It's all sort of set up like a Western, but it's still, Star Wars world, which I'm sure there's a better term for that, but
I
yeah.
know what you're talking about. So
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. I hope nobody turns this podcast off after that. But yeah, anyway, I recommend it. It's really cool. It's there's no Luke Skywalker, there's no Princess Leia. It's a new story. I can't even remember. It might even take place in the future. I can't quite remember. But anyway, it's really cool. I recommend that. Um and then I'm going to go to something I've been listening to.
Oh.
So I am a song girl versus an album girl, typically. I like a song on an album. I have a hard time kind of sitting and listening to a full album. But The Strokes have a new album out. It is called The New Abnormal, which is super appropriate. And I was just really, really pleased. I first heard them perform The Adults Are Talking. It's the first track of the album. I heard them perform that on Saturday Night Live. And for a while, I only listened to that first track. Like, it took me a while to even get off of that one. It's so catchy. It is so, like, it makes me think of listening to the Strokes in high school. But anyway, I've since moved on. It's a great album, and I'm really happy that they've still got it.
Yeah.
So I really recommend the Strokes' new album.
I don't even know if I'm sure I have, but I can't think of what that would be. So I'll go check it out.
You should. Yeah, it's a great one. But yeah, I mean, those are kind of again, I know there are a lot of things that we watched and listened to on our break, but I'll keep it at that if we want to move into holiday mode.
Before that, I do want to mention, because what you
Sure.
said when you started talking about songs, I thought, oh, she's going to talk about the podcast Song Exploder. Have you heard of this?
No.
And since I'm just doing this off the cuff, I don't have the guy's name, but he does a podcast and basically takes a song and then just like explores all aspects of it.
Uh-huh.
And, like the history and the meaning of the lyrics and all that kind of stuff. And he's
cool.
Also, and this ties back to my food show obsession, he's in he does a podcast together with Samin Nosrat, which she's the one who did the Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat cookbook.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And they're both great for different reasons, but two really good podcasts to check out.
Cool. That was the Song Exploder?
Yes, Song Exploder.
I love that. Very cool.
Yeah, it's good. Very, it tells you exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. No, because when I find a song that I love, I straight up put it on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but
I do that. Mine. Mostly I listen to music in the car, and so I'll get just stuck on certain ones or certain, like small rotation that I just listen to every time I get
living
in
Nacogdoches, it's hard to, my drive to work is 6 minutes at the longest, and yours is like a minute and a half.
Yeah,
So,
I have to
yeah, like
actually go on a drive to listen to music in the car.
exactly. I'm gonna take the long way home. Yeah, exactly. So, I hear you.
Yeah,
We're
but
not sitting in traffic.
yes, which I'm glad about for
Me
sure.
too.
But
Me too.
I have less of a tendency to listen to music than
Yeah, absolutely.
or when I go on a walk. I have like a walk playlist though.
Yeah, yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Well,
the best.
I only have one real holiday thing that I want to mention,
Yeah, please.
and this is one that my family has watched every year probably since it came out,
Mm-hmm.
and that was back when it was on VHS,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, and it's Funny Farm with Chevy Chase, and it's
Oh, I was like, what's she gonna say that I've seen? And I've never seen that.
see, I'm glad.
I'm so
Um,
excited.
it is hilarious. It's not just a holiday movie, but it wraps up
Yeah.
at Christmas,
Yeah.
and so we always watch it like at Thanksgiving, And so I was thinking that well, I haven't invited them to do this yet, but um, my family is split between here and
Mm-hmm.
Washington, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to see if they want to like get a Netflix where you can log in and share a movie with somebody else,
I
and
saw
then you can chat
that.
and stuff. And
That's
so,
Have you
yeah,
tried it at all?
I haven't done it yet, but
Okay.
you can do that through Netflix. And I haven't checked if that movie, it used to be on Netflix, so we'll have
Mm-hmm.
to look and see. But even if not, like we started using a Discord server
Mm-hmm.
for our gaming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you could also do it through that where you like just share your screen with the movie
Right. And you're
and
all
watch it with
watching
somebody
it.
else.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yes.
So I think maybe we'll try to do that at some point, get everybody together virtually so that we can, keep those traditions going and it is a hilarious movie. I mean,
Yes.
just out of this world. Like I
Yay.
still laugh at it even though I've seen it 50
A
times.
billion
So,
times. Sure. Oh,
yeah.
yay. Yay.
Yeah, so
I'll
check it out.
add that to my rotation.
I guess I can give a quick synopsis of what it is. So
Sure.
Chevy Chase is I want to say he's like a sports journalist, something like that. And he decides that he's going to write the great American novel.
Mm-hmm.
And so he and his wife leave the big city, go to this rural town, and hijinks ensue from there.
Lovely.
Yeah. And so it's got, like how they, anyway, so he like is fishing and drags in a snake
Mm-hmm.
and then it chases him. It's just kind of slapstick,
Uh-huh.
but it's
Nope.
Chevy Chase doing
Yep.
it.
I was
So,
about to say I expect nothing less.
yeah. Anyway, it's very good.
I'm totally gonna check it out.
So what about you? What about your holiday stuff that you're into?
Well, so every year this started when the first Christmas season that I was living in New York City. My sister and I missed each other terribly, and we discovered the wonderful world of Hallmark movies, Christmas movies specifically. We call them bad Christmas movies, but that's said with love. I mean,
Yeah.
they're like the cheesiest movies of all time. That can't be denied.
Right.
So, anyway, I have a couple of those. I haven't watched any this holiday season yet. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what's new. I know that there was one called A Christmas Prince, and there are now like 3 of them. Like there was one where they have a baby, and one I don't know. So a lot has happened in that world. So I'll have to catch up with that, and I'll be sure to keep you guys posted. But other than that, I have a little bit of a different kind of wholesome recommendation. It's a cartoon, family-friendly movie called Klaus on Netflix. It's sort of a Santa Claus origin story with its own little twist, and it's really sweet and fun. And I was pleased. I think it came out last year, and I was just really excited to, find a new modern Christmas movie. I'm glad that there are still good ones coming out.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that, and I like you. I don't know that I've watched like a contemporary Christmas movie.
Exactly. All of mine are. I kind of was making notes on things that I've watched, and they are all. I think a lot of them are even from before I was born. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
for
Anyway,
sure
yeah.
for me,
So that
yeah
was
too. Like
yeah.
because I think that there's I don't know. I think it either went too like contemporary Christmas. It either goes like too extreme in like the raunchy, like because they've
Right.
got to be
Yeah.
extreme or whatever,
Yes.
or the
Yes.
sappy
Yes.
silly, which
Yeah.
I like a combination of the two.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. If I'm choosing what I like, I'm
Yeah.
with you. Something in the middle. Um. But anyway, yeah. I'm I'm so excited. I went ahead and watched Home Alone 1 and 2 this last week, and
Like a
I'm tell do
palate
it.
cleanser for the season. Like you
Yes.
got to get started.
Yes. I could watch those movies like every day. I'm obviously exaggerating, but I watched both of them, and then my sister was like, "Oh, like I need to watch those," and I was like, "Well, I'll watch them with you." Yeah, they're just so good. Macaulay Culkin was just, yeah, such a gem. And
We that is another holiday tradition for my family since my nephew was a kid.
mhm,
He's 18 now, but
mhm,
he we took him to see one of them whenever it came out in the
mhm.
theater. But I mean, the first one came out before he was born, but
Right, right.
he watches those, or he did as a kid, and would
Uh-huh.
laugh until he would be breathless and blue in the face.
I specifically remember the first time I watched the first one
Mm-hmm.
when the guy's delivering the pizza, and the movie, he plays the movie and pauses the movie. Yeah. I remember crying laughing watching it.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, I remember my mom was there and she was crying laughing. I'm sure half laughing at our reaction,
Well,
to
that
this
was what it
hilarious
was.
scene.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was when we would just sit around and watch him watch this movie,
Uh-huh.
and it was worth it every
Yes.
time.
Yes. I really, and it's funny too, because now watching them now, I actually wince, at the at the injuries. Like, I feel like as a kid, I would just laugh, but watching it
Yeah.
now, I'm like, he just got hit on the head with a brick, you
Yeah,
know?
that's gonna leave a mark for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, though they never get old, and it was a
No.
great sort of start to my holiday movie watching season.
Well, my nephew, we would even still he loves Macaulay Culkin because of all that. So he
Hmm. I saw
anyway.
Macaulay Culkin wearing a mask with his, like, the mask was just the bottom half of his face from the cover of that movie, so it's like his mouth open wide yelling. So he's wearing that, and it was super trippy looking.
Yeah, that's crazy. And poor guy, but at least he's embracing the fact that he was stuck in that, and
Exactly. Yes, I respect that for sure.
yeah. Yeah, he seems like a funny person.
Yes, and never forget, he is great in the movie Saved. That was a little sort of,
That's a good movie too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It didn't get enough attention, I think, but he's great in that movie.
Yeah, I watched that movie several times back when it came out. It was really
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah, it is good.
So I
Anyway,
have a do you have anything else?
no, I was gonna say, moving on, go for it,
Yeah, no, I just have one left that's like a guilty pleasure. And
please.
so we love those, but
I do.
so I was well, in this past year lost my dog of 14 years and got
Mm-hmm.
a puppy a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I've been head dog on the brain.
Yes.
And so there's a new show on Amazon Prime called The Pack.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even know if I like it, but I was just watching it and I couldn't stop. And it's like, oh, what is that? Amazing Race. It's like Amazing Race, but it's a person and their dog as the
Whoa.
team. Yes. And so let me just give you a little, like, idea of what this is. So there's a guy who has a blue mohawk, and he has a golden doodle who has a matching blue mohawk.
Oh my gosh. Very 101
Yes.
Dalmatians.
Yes.
How the owners match the dog. I love that.
Yes. Yeah. Some of them do, some of them don't, but
Sure.
there's anyway, so there's another one who has a poodle who he like fashions her like forelock into a unicorn horn.
Whoa.
And like dyes her hair pink and purple and blue and
Whoa.
At one point they're going down a zip line because of course that's and
is it the poodle? I'm like dying at the idea of him ziplining with this pink and purple poodle.
Yes, and as they're doing this, he screams at the top of his lungs with such glee I've never seen in my life that unicorns are real.
I didn't see that coming. And I think that's a great idea.
It is wild. Let me just say that.
Cool.
But I don't know. Like, I will have to show you a picture of my dog Pocket watching it.
Oh my god.
She was fascinated.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
She was just sitting straight up, just staring and watching it. And then if the dogs went off the screen for a minute, she would like lay down and then they'd come back and she'd perk up again.
Sit back up. Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
So I just told myself that we're watching this for her. Like she's interested in this. So,
Yep. Got to keep the baby happy.
Exactly. Otherwise, she's in full puppy mode and is running constantly. So it was like putting your toddler in front of the television for a minute.
Right. Giving yourself a break. Hey.
Right. So I could get on the laptop and do some work.
Yeah. Little Pocket. Oh, that's great.
Well, I think that was I'm so ready for Thanksgiving right now.
Me too.
And even though it's not going to be the same, it's still it's you can't take the Thanksgiving out of Thanksgiving,
Totally. And again, I'll hold on to anything I can right now.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do for next week, but we'll definitely have another episode out, Black Friday edition. Although I don't think you do, and I know I don't do shopping even on a.
I am so anti Black Friday. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
I will shout that from the rooftops.
Yes. So there will not be shopping tips, but there will be other tidbits.
Anything else tips? Absolutely.
Yes. Exactly. All right. Well, let's sign off, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah. Bye. Afraid you missed one of our scintillating selections? Check out wakelet.com and you'll find a collection of all of the titles that we have mentioned on our podcast.